Everyone. Thanks for being here today with us. My name is Keely Denenberg. I'm Senior VP of Client Solutions at Orange Grove Consulting, and I'm joined today by Dr. Jodi Detjen, Managing Partner at Orange Grove. And we are continuing a conversation about succession planning and leadership journeys. And we're picking back up on something that Jodi said in our one of our prior videos about a leadership journey based on core competencies. So Jodi, I wanted to ask you about this because many organizations would be like, oh, that sounds great. However, what are our core competencies for leadership? How do we determine those? So how does an organization determine what their core competencies are?
Well, first off, from a leadership perspective, we know based on decades of experience, decades of research, our research, other people's research, we know what leadership competencies are. This is not really that, it's not disputed. Like, for example, you need to be able to manage yourself in terms of emotional intelligence, in terms of agility. You need to be able to do strategic thinking. You need to have some business acumen. So these skill sets, and they're, depending upon how you count, it could be, 40 competencies, or it could be, 5 core competencies, and then you break them down. How you actually do it is sort of just your choice, but we know what they are, and it's not that much disputed. And then there are other core competencies that are related to your particular business. So let's say, for example, that one of your key aspects in one of your leadership areas or business unit is around supply chain. So then, of course, you're going to have to decide what is the knowledge that people need to have about supply chain. What are the different component parts that do they need to have at an emerging leader level, at a mid-level, and then at an advanced or senior or executive level. And each of those knowledge points, each of those skill sets are going to be completely different. So let's just take supply chain and the middle manager. You're going to need to be able to negotiate across multiple suppliers in order to get a particular price point or service level that you're looking for. That ability to negotiate, of course, is going to be much higher for somebody who's in the supply chain business unit than for somebody who's, for example, perhaps in an external sales unit. Totally different negotiation skills. And so those competencies are aligned with the area of business that you are in. So we know what the larger groups are. And then some of the more nuanced pieces are going to depend on the role and are going to depend on the area that you're focused.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here. Check back to our YouTube channel to see more thought leadership videos like this one.